Hi, everybody. It's Dee with Create with Dee. Welcome to our Wednesday night live at fives. I have a fun fold. I guess it's a fun fold class because there's unique folds in it, but it's all about the gift cards. So as you get on, please feel free to say hi and let me know that you're here. So, whether you're here on Facebook or you're on YouTube, I appreciate you tuning in, whether you're here on live or you're here at the replay. Okay. And I also wanted to thank everybody who signed up last week for the Mega Christmas card class. It was an overwhelming hit with so many of you. So, I want to thank you for that. So, the goodies are coming in and being ordered, and they'll be on your way here in about a week on there. Hi, Marge. Okay, so tonight's class is about gift cards. So this is something that if you want to take this class in person with me, you can do so next Tuesday. And those of you that are on my local email list, you've gotten that opportunity to sign up for it. And also, this is my new format a couple of times a month where you'll have the opportunity that if you want to, you can get the materials on this for the class with a minimum order, and the details are here, on the information on here. Okay, let's get started with this class. Hi, Jan. I hope I say that right. Oh, it's probably Jean. All right, just a second here, and we'll go. All righty. Okay, so our class here tonight, again, it's going to be gift card holders. So let's go ahead and we'll review what we're going to make. Here's a cute little one using a snowman punch, and it's actually made out of the penguin punch. And when you open it up, the gift card is tucked in here off to the side. The other one is kind of a squarish one, kind of a different shape, which is what I tried to find when we were doing this or when I was creating it, so that they're all not quite so uniform. And when you open this up, it's got the pouch here, and this allows you to do a little writing. And then our third card is really a fun one where it pulls all the way out and the gift card then tucks in here. Also for class, what I used was for inspiration was the Brights collection. So I kind of, I say this a lot, but it's really true that it's kind of what I recommend is that you get a collection of the designer paper in a color collection. In this case, it's Brights. And then you can also go in and get the Brights collection cardstock. So with two purchases, the cardstock collection and the designer paper collection, you can really do a lot of interesting projects, and then kind of also be able to pick and choose which one might be your favorite color. Besides the Brights collection, also each one of these utilizes the Wintry 3D embossing folders. So it's, let me go this way here to show you the beautiful kind of the evergreen on this. And I'm going to be using the evergreen on all of the cards as well. So it's the Brights collection as kind of the color palette. And then with a little extra, we've got the Wintry 3D embossing folders. All right. Also, I have so many things I want to do. I don't know which ones to do here first. All right. Also on the cards, I want you to kind of maybe you've noticed this, but I also wanted to show how you can like matte a color or not. So on this one, I just did layering with no accent matting, as in the basic black here. This card uses, we are going to step down a fourth for doing our matting. And then on this card, we're stepping down 1/8 of an inch. So kind of giving you 3 looks here as well on the matting. All right, let's start. And we will do first our little cute snowman season's greeting card. So let me get the materials out. So this is what it would look like if you would get the class. And it's free with a minimum order of $35 from my online store. What we're going to use here tonight, and of course you can just make it along with me if you don't want the kit. This is Coastal Cabana, and this is cut at 4 1/4 by 11. And I've gone ahead and pre-scored it, and it's scored at 2 inches and 5 1/2. And I'm going to get my bone folder here, and I'm going to get some crisp edges on those folds. And then I have a piece of designer paper. This is cut at, let's double check here on this Brights collection here. It's 1 3/4 by 4. And we're going to go ahead and just glue this down right now. And I'm going to use the liquid glue. And you can use whichever side of the designer paper that you like. I kind of like the plaid on here, but you could also do the polka dots. So why don't we do one showing the polka dots as well. Polka dots kind of give a little bit of a snowy look. When I use the multi-purpose glue, I really have like a light touch on it. And we'll get that down. Before we adhere down what's going to be the gift card holder, I'm going to take a retired 1-inch circle punch from Stampin' Up. If you don't have the circle punches, you can always use your circle die. And I'm just going to kind of take a little eyeball here, and I'm just going to take a little bite out of it. And for me, I like to do it once the designer paper's on it. Now, because this is going to have a lot of pressure on it, I do want to use tear and tape here tonight. I know, gasp, you guys hardly ever see me use tear and tape. But I really like this for the gift cards because they are going to get a little bit of a workout. I just kind of have, this is a little, what do I want to say? It's a shape of a gift card. So whether you have a gift card or a credit card, when you're putting adhesive down, it's kind of nice to go ahead and have that size, I guess I should say, close by, just to make sure that your wherever you're putting your adhesive, that it clears. And tear and tape is just that. You kind of put it down and then you tear it. I always get my take your pick tool. And we'll get this down. All right, so I'm going to get a nice contact here. And then just kind of double check while I still might have a 2 seconds there to, to change it up. All right, so we have our little pocket made. And this could be whether you use money or credit card or you just want to do a little note. And ahead of time, I have gone ahead and embossed all of the pieces here. I did want to show you, like, I know it might be kind of hard to see on camera, but doing anything embossed just really steps it up. So if you ever have a project that you want to say like, oh gosh, it needs a little something extra, just think about grabbing an embossing folder and just doing a little bit of texture on the background really will make a big difference. Now on this one, I use the evergreen, and I meant to use the snowflake because he's a little snowman. So just pretend that this was the snowflake one. And this is a piece of Whisper White or Basic White that was cut to, let's see here, 4 by 3 1/4. And get that down on here. All right, let's build up this cute, cute little snowman. The snowman is actually from the Penguin Builder Punch. So ahead of time, what I did is I punched out the penguin image out of Basic White and Basic Black, and we're going to make a little cute little snowman with this. So we're going to take the Basic Black and we're going to turn it so our penguin is upside down. And then we'll take our paper snips and we're going to cut it so that in a straight line right about there, so that it makes this cute little hat. This is not my idea. I had spied it and I'm like, oh my gosh, that is so ingenious. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of liquid glue on the brim of his hat or her hat and kind of put it at a little jaunty angle. Next, I'm going to take a marker of some sort or a ballpoint pen, whatever you like. This is a Project Life pen that Stampin' Up! Used to sell. It's a fine tip felt marker. And I like to do 2 eyeballs. And I kind of make them a little oval and kind of cross-eyed a little bit. And then I'm going to make 3 charcoal little buttons down. And next, I have a piece of our designer paper that's it's about a 4 by 3, but we're going to make a little scarf for our snowman. Hi, Devette. Hi, Doreen. And let's see here. Kind of just, there's no really right or wrong on how you do it. I just kind of measured it a little bit, and I like the scarf to overhang just a tad. And I did the polka dots on this one. We'll do the plaid over here. And we'll go ahead and put a little bit of glue, put a glue around his neck area. And then I'm just going to take the other part here, and I'm just going to make 2 little, what I want to say, will be like where the scarf dangles. Gonna let it be a little generous now. And I'm going to make sure I have my Take Your Pick tool. All right, so I'm going to put a little dot of our liquid glue, get the putty tacky end, and I'm going to put this down here. Now don't worry, because I'm going to trim it up a little bit, but I always like to start a little long, and then we'll come in and we'll snip it off a little bit. Makes working with it easier for me anyways. Okay. So now we've got our little scarf. And now now since we just have glue up here, I can cut this down to however size I want. I'm going to cut my scarf at an angle. So there, now he's got the scarf on. And we're going to take a scrap piece of pumpkin pie. And it's really whatever length that you want. I just had this strip in my scrap stash, and I'm going to cut it at an angle. You can make the nose whatever like size that you want. I always kind of like a little narrow. And I'm just cutting it at an angle to make a triangle. And I can stage this here first and see how I like it. Maybe just a little. This takes like definitely, you know, it's an itty bitty piece. I'm going to trim it down just a little bit on the side and go from there. Put my glue above the scarf. Take my Take Your Pick tool. Probably one of the smallest little pieces of scrap that you'll ever use. And there he is. Cute. I think it's adorable. And then I'm going to just go ahead and put 3 of the red, what is this, the rhinestones here. You had a little holly leaf punch or die, you could, you know, make a little holly leaf on it, but I'm just going to add a little 3-prong bling up here in the corner. Just a little fancy hat. I just love him. He's so cute. So cute. I can't believe I've never seen that made before, but thank you, whoever was the originator of that cute little project there of turning the penguin into a snowman. Now I took the, these are the stitched shapes, and believe it or not, these are the two smallest ones. And ahead of time, I've die cut those out of Basic White and our Costa Cabana. And let's see here, get my Season's Greetings. And I'm going to use our Momenta Tuxedo ink. Season's Greetings. Kind of at a little different angle. Hope I hit it pretty close. We'll keep it. And I'm going to use some dimensionals to pop that up. I think I'll use some mini dimensionals. I can lose things about as fast as anybody. You guys do that when you create, you know, when you're sitting down to do some stamping and projects, all of a sudden you got a couple of things on top of each other. Then you're like, okay, I just had that, had the tool, I had the ink. Now I can't find it. And you know, you didn't go very far. And I'm just going to layer that together like so. And I want to put this here. And because of the texture, and again, like when you would get the kit, we're going to use the snowflake pattern with our little snowman, but it's not, it's still cute here with our winter, what do I say, the pine cone looky things here. Now I'm going to get my regular dimensionals. We'll put 2 on the back. So we're getting our front done here first on our gift card holder. And same thing on our cute little snowman from the Penguin Builder Punch. Who would have thought? I love it when, that's what I love about Stampin' Up. There's so many people doing so many cute things. We have lots of ideas. All right. And then I think to go ahead and complete this, I thought, oh, we'll kind of also use the black and white gingham ribbon throughout. And I've gone ahead and tied that, whoops, ahead of time. And I've got my, what I always call my ribbon scissors, my fabric scissors. Get a nice, what I say, little cut on that. And let's get some, we'll get some of our glue dots. I'm going to probably pick up 2 of them on the back here. There we go. And put that up here. So that's our card front. Now let's go ahead and we'll decorate the inside of the card. And let's see here. For that, just going to stick with the theme of Coastal Cabana. And I've got our piece of layering Whisper White. This is 4 by 5 1/4. And of course, Coastal Cabana is part of the Brights collection. Let's get this guy out of here for just a second. And in the Penguin Place stamp set, we've got this little, like a snowbank looking little image here. Just going to kind of tap, tap, tap it. And go about, oh, like the bottom third of it. Oops, smudgy, smudgy. Other side. There we go. And we'll go ahead and in that stamp set, there's a cute little snowflake. And I'm going to stamp full and then stamp again without re-inking just to get a nice little pattern of some snowflakes. And I'm going to leave this area up here to write in. But when we put the card in the base, you know, I don't want us to have any writing on this side of it. And let's see. Oops, I didn't get this out. Let me get it out real quickly. this out. And it has on here like be cool, be chill, be merry. And we're going to do that with Memento Tuxedo Black. What's kind of nice with the photopolymer that if you wanted to, you could make it kind of curvy as well. Let's try that. So it can kind of mirror the, like how the snowbank goes. So we can do that. Put this down at the bottom. Again, I want to make sure I'm staying off to the left-hand side on the sentiment because I want to hide it when the card's closed. Yep, and then we'll go ahead and get our liquid glue. And we'll put that down on the inside. Again, on liquid glue, you don't need a lot of it to stick. Just a little bead will be wonderful. And then if you wanted to, you could do the same little snowflake technique on your envelope here. And that is our first card of our gift card out of our 3. All right, so I hope that you're liking that. Okay, that's gift card number 1. All right, I'm going to clean up just a smidgen here, get some things out of reach. All right, so our next card is going to be this squarish one here, and we are going to use some Granny Apple Green for this. And on this card, I'm using the matting layer kind of stepping down of a 4th as we go along. All right, let's kind of take a peek over here. Yes, I know, Devette loves the blue tones on that. So thank you, Devette. All right, so on this card, for this fun fold, and I've used this a million times, and I started out with liquid glue, then I did the Terran tape, and as you can see, that was lifting up on me. So we're definitely going to use Terran tape here tonight to make it nice and strong. All right, so on this one, this fun fold gift card holder, we're going to start out with a piece of Granny Apple Green. This is cut at 4 1/4 by 9 1/2, and we're going to score it at 1 1/2 and 5 3/4. And this one's going to have an orientation like so. So we'll get our bone folder, and we'll get again some crisp edges here. Now on this one, because there's so much real estate here, we're not going to take a little notch out of the bottom of this. So we can go ahead and get that one decorated and go. Right, so for this piece, what we're going to do is take a piece of basic black. This is cut at 4 by 1 1/4, and a piece of our designer paper cut at 3 3/4 by 1. And if you look real closely on this designer paper here, there actually is some little ferns in there. So, and it has fall leaves. It has like maybe summer leaves. So really this is an all season paper here. And so I am going to go ahead and just kind of show, you know, that if you wanted to, you could use that side. I'm going to use the stripe side because I think this would make a perfect masculine gift card to give. So I'm going to use the stripe side. And so going ahead and use that. So while I've got them decorated for the holidays, you know, I would go ahead and maybe break out your other designer paper or color palette, and you can make some birthday cards too. It would be great ideas to have on hand with our, you know, to have for birthdays as well as for the holidays. All right, go ahead and layer that. So again, this is going to be like stepping down 1/4 of an inch each layer. And just like before, we are going to put some Terran tape. And again, if you just wanted to make sure that you were staying within the boundary of your gift card, I have an old Macy's gift card that, believe me, that thing was spent about 2 days after I received it. I haven't been into a department store forever. I think a lot of them are closing, unfortunately. Okay, so we'll do that and get my take your pick tool and we'll get those up. So when I first designed this one, I did just use the liquid glue and I was very careful on just making sure I had a thin bead. But then that was a lot of weight of the cardstock because, you know, it just has a lot of folds and a lot of weight on it. And oh shoot, darn it. I needed to layer this before I put that in there. Oh, rats. All right, so let's go ahead and okay, this is what happens if you mess up like I did. We're going to take that apart and we're going to put the layering pieces down behind it. I was so excited about talking about using tear and tape, I forgot to really do what I was supposed to do here. So we're going to go ahead and layer this first before we close it because I like this uniform look here. It's you can go ahead and tuck it, but to do the to have like the black and the white line, the black line up to each other and the basic white lining up to the designer paper, you'd want to put this in first. Okay, so we've got a square piece here, a basic black cut at 4 by 4, and our layering piece of basic white at 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. If you do want to do some stamping on that, you could ahead of time. I'm just leaving this nice big space up here to write my note on. All right, so now we'll go ahead and we'll get this layered down. Again, just a light touch on that glue, leaving a 1/4 of an inch or like a 1/4 of an inch step down border on it. And we'll put this down. And you see how, like you can really see the light touch that I have on here. Just squeezing the liquid glue just enough to get a small little bead, but not enough to glop it up. I'm pretty sure that's a word. Is glopping a word? I'm going to make it a word. Don't glop your glue. Oh, goodness. It was a crazy day at work. And sometime after those crazy days, I get a little slap happy. All right, so I'm going to put tear and tape on top of tear and tape. Give it good contact. Bring this up and this up. All right, now it looks right. Now we can be happy. And then, you know, our money or gift card will tuck right in like so. All right, let's decorate the front of it. And I do like how it shows this little hint of what the designer paper is going to be when you open it up as well. All right, so we are going to do the matting layer is on the top of it, and basic black is 4 by 3 1/2, and the basic white layer is 3 3/4 by 3 1/4, embossed in our Wintry White 3D folder. I was on a fern kick when I was embossing this for our live here tonight. You could so use the snowflake, either one. It just really, like embossing that layer, just really will pop that up. Kind of just really make the card come alive, I think. And hi, Sharon. Thanks for saying hi. And we'll get this layer on the front. Also, I'm kind of showing a couple of different, and I'm trying to line up, you know, the black to the black when I do that. Also kind of showing a variety of the stamp sets that are available in both the annual catalog or the mini catalog, the holiday mini. On this, to do the Merry Christmas, I'm using the Handmade Wishes. And I know that I'm really going to be playing with this one quite a bit. I have some holiday baking coming up, and I think this is a perfect little one to put on my stuff. This little gingerbread man here, I don't know. I just absolutely love him. I can't wait to do a little stamping with him down the road here. All right, so ahead of time, I've gone ahead and used the punch that comes with this bundle, and the name of it's escaping me right now, but I will have that here in just a little bit. But that's part of the Handmade Wishes bundle if you wanted to get the punch along with it. So I punched out 2 images, Whisper White and our Granny Apple Green. And let's go ahead and we'll stamp some sentiments here. And let's, oh, I've got them out. All right, so I'm going to use basic red. Oops, that is not real red. Well, my real red, oh, there it is. So I'm going to use real red. And I'm going to stamp the Mary. The Mary does come arched on here. And let me take this Christmas off for now. And that's how the stamp comes arched. And I'm going to stamp it towards the top here. Give it just a second. And now, let's see here. Going to put the Christmas on it. And when you, just as a reminder, or in case you haven't, really stamped much with Stampin' Up, you really just need, especially with the photopolymers, if you just put it on your ink pad and let it sit there for just a moment, you can see the ink transfer onto the stamp. You don't have to press hard in order to get that coverage. Now I'm going to have to stand up here just a second. And we'll put on here Christmas. And again, just give it a second to transfer. And I'm going to, let's see here. Put this off to the side real quick. I've got, in part of that stamp set, there's a cute little holly leaf set there. So I've got these 3 little dots. I'm going to do them, let's see, here towards the bottom. And then got my holly leaf. This is going to be dangerous here. Kind of got all of my blocks kind of used up. So I'm, oh, here, I know what we'll do. We'll put it over here. Put it on a smaller block, kind of helps. Get the Granny Apple Green. And again, kind of just wait to see that it all has transferred. And then I'm going to do 1 holly leaf on one side and another holly leaf on the other. What a cute little tag. I love this. I love this Handmade Wishes. So cute. All right, then to make our get this look where it looks like I've layered it, or that there's another larger punch, all we need to do is just cut one right in half, and we'll stagger it to the front and the back a little bit. Now for these, I definitely like liquid glue because I want a little play when I layer these, because I not quite, it's to line it up. It's kind of, what do I want to say? Like you just kind of want to be able to move it around a little bit. And I don't know if you can, I say this a lot, but it's like I've got this, like this 90-degree angle here. I've got the point of that lining up with the corner. So I've got the point and the corner layering up. If that's a little tip about lining it up, if you want it to look like mine. You can make it a little farther apart if you'd like, but I found that's where I liked it. So scooch this up. So again, I'm going to take this point and match it up with that inside corner. And then that's how I got that look. All right, let's go ahead and we'll get some dimensionals on the back of this. And what I like to do is definitely make sure that I kind of overlap where those two sections intersect here a little bit. And that's a pretty good size embellishment, so it's not going to hurt us to put about 4 or 5 dimensionals on it. So let's get those off. And we'll bring in our front here of our gift card holder. And this is going to go right in the center. And then if you want, you can put the ribbon all the way around it and then tie a knot. I just have it going all the way from the front to the back. On this one, I think I'm just going to try to put a little bow off to the side. That way that gives us a couple of design options, and you can choose which way that you like on yours. And I'm going to get our glue dots again for the ribbon. Tear off some of that excess. And we'll do that. And we'll put that off to the side. And then we'll get our red rhinestones again. And we'll just use the berries here as a guide of where we can put our red rhinestones. But you don't have to use the bling if you don't want to. But it's like we've got red rhinestones. We might as well use them up. And there's our second gift card. And so again, you open it up. You can tuck in your gift card, your money, another note, whatever it is that you want to give. And we've got our second gift card holder. All right, that's number 2. Let's get in number 3. I was just thinking it was a little fun maybe to go non-traditional colors a little bit. And in a way, I was creating this with my grandmother in mind. My grandma Whitman, she loved pastel Christmas. She absolutely loved it. And to have, and while this isn't necessarily pastel, this was like this flirty flamingo color was one of her favorites. So when I was looking through the color palette from the Brights collection, I saw the flirty flamingo and I got a little nostalgic for my grandmama. And so Grandma Whitman, up in heaven, this one's for you. I think she would have really loved it. And she would have said, now Dee, that one was really pretty because it was pink. My family calls me Dee Dee. And so, you know, she would actually have said, now Dee Dee, that one was really pretty. If I sent her a darker one, she would say like, well, last year's was prettier than this year's, but I still like it. Gotta love my grandma. She was like, she would tell it like she felt, which is maybe where I get that from a little bit. All right. On this one here, this one is, oops. We just have like 1/4 of a sheet of cardstock to start with our card base. So in our flirty flamingo, this is a 5.5 by 4 1/4. And now we're going to step down each size by 1/8 of an inch. And so our layering piece on the basic black for this one is 4 1/8 by 5 3/4. And the basic white is our 4 by 5 1/4. So let's just go ahead and we'll get this layer on. And I can just get these layered up. Let's see. Oh, thanks, Davette. I'm glad you like that. Like the card. Whoops. I can't read comments and use my glue at the same time. Guess that's our crafting equivalent of walking and chewing gum. I can't add glue and peek over at the same time. For this one, if you wanted to, you could go ahead and emboss it with a larger embossing folder, or you could have embossed half of it and then the other half. But I always tend to get some lineage on there, so I just chose to keep it nice, clean for the layering on this, for the purpose of our class here. So get this down. So then that's what it looks like with, get it centered there, 1/8 of a step down for the matting. Okay, now for our fold out. This is a piece of, again, our Flirty Flamingo, and this is cut at 4 1/4 by 9 3/4, and I've gone ahead and scored it into thirds, so it's scored at 3 1/4 and 6 1/2. So let's get my bone folder here, and on this, what we want to do is we are going to fan fold it, so it's back and forth. Okay, so it's just when we pull it up, we want the top part to be loose and to pull it up like this. Alrighty. And for this, let's see here. Yeah, let's do that. We'll go ahead and get it all down. All right, so this is going to have a matting piece on it as well. This is basic black, and this is 4 1/8, or let me see here. No, I take that back. This is 4 3/4 by 3 3/8. And we'll go ahead and we can get our pull up one on that. Just making sure when I get it down onto the card base, I have it going in the correct direction. I'm going to look at it for just a second. You can always use your bone folder to get good contact, whether you use the liquid glue or the Stampin' Seal Plus, or Stampin' Seal or Stampin' Seal Plus, or even the tear and tape, whatever adhesives that you like to use. And this is just going to get centered. I'm going to put it towards me for just a second, making sure I guess at this point I can still change it around. I was going to say I wanted to make sure it was going in the same direction, but I could always do the other way. Okay. All right. So that's, the mechanism on here. And now let's go ahead and we'll make our little pocket on the designer paper. Again, this is one we have the stripe side on it. This side is going to have the flowers. I'm going to use the, or it should say it's just all seasons on the florals here. This is 2 by 4. And it's layered at 4 1/8 by 2 1/8. And go ahead and get that down. And we're going to use our circle punch again and take our little bite out of it. We'll get that layered. Take your circle punch or a circle die. Take a little bite. I'm going to use our tear and tape. Again, always whatever gift card you're using, you can always put that in there too, just to make sure that it's got plenty of room on it. Now on this one, because there's not a fold here, we actually are going to run the tear and tape on the bottom as well. Okay, so again, we can pull out our gift card and just always make sure that there's clearance around it and it looks good. Take your pick to help get the tape started. I've seen people use any size of punch to take that little notch out. I always tend to go for the circles, but you could use whichever size that you might have. And we're going to put that in here. And then our gift card would slide in like so. Nice and tight and snug. All right, let's decorate the front of it here. And I'll share with you another bundle that's in the mini catalog. This, let's see here. This is Christmas banners. And you get all of these fun banner shapes and dies that go with it. And then it has this little wispy fern die here. And so I used, so I stamped the little zigzagged banner, and then I die cut that out. And then I used die cut two of the black ferns out to kind of go with our color scheme here. And then I'm going to use, there's lots of sentiments in this one, you know, and they're all individual. So it's whatever combo that you want to use. So I'm going to use Season's Greetings together. And ahead of time, what I did is I positioned it so that it'll go right in between these two. And so that is what you could do if you were going to mass produce it. You just can position those, each of the words, so that you know that they fit here. And then you could make a bunch of your banners, and then you'd have your greetings all lined up and ready to go. And so this is going to be stamped a little bit at an angle. There we go. And get my lid on here. All right, so there's one of my little guys here. Where's my second one? Where is it hiding? Well, I will just use one for right now. I had two of them floating around here somewhere. Oh, it's on the floor. Got it. All right, so I am going to use dimensionals to kind of keep these into place. So I'm going to get two of them in my hands here ready to go. And like I want one angling up a little bit. That looks good. So I'm going to just put it down here lightly just to make sure. I can zhuzh it over if I want. We'll let that go like that. And then my other one, maybe about right there. Kind of anchor it. See if I like that. You can always lift it up if you do. I think that looks good. We'll take those off. Add a couple more. Really support this nice embellishment here since it's got the zigzags. Okay, I had to feel to make sure I had them all on there. All right, so then ahead of time, again, I used our Wintry 3D embossing folder and on basic white. And this one is 3x4, and it's layering on 1 1/4 by 3 1/8. And we'll get this one on. So there we have that. And add it onto our card front. So those of you that have stamped along with me, maybe taken my classes, whether you know Kits to Go or in person, we have made as of today and the next class tons of holiday cards. And so we are like pretty much all set for the season, and it's going to be, you know, just the first part of November. I love it. All right, so now I've got another of our little black and white gingham just to add a little accent to the front of it. Now our red rhinestones, of course, are not going to look very good with that, but if you wanted to, you could add just regular silver rhinestones to it. And we're all done. Let's bring in our cards again that we made here today. Oh my goodness. Gift card holders galore. So this is what class looks like. Then you would be making 2 each of the 3 designs and a little different color combinations than what maybe you might have thought about. So get into your collections, your brights collections, your subtles, regals, and even neutrals, and use those as color inspirations. Again, if this is something that you would like to sign up for class, if you're local, please go ahead and email me at, well, most of you know my email, but it's d@createwithd.com, and let me know that you want to come to class next Tuesday. Or if you would like to get this as a kit to go in the mail, you can get it for free with a $35 minimum order from my Stampin' Up! Store, which I'll have the link on it. All right, let me just get back here on my face picture here. All right, everybody, I hope that you so enjoyed the card class that we did here tonight, and that maybe you'll find a design or two that you haven't made before, you haven't made for a while, and it inspires you on your next gift card, gift card holder cards that you need to have. All right, everybody, you have a great Wednesday, and we'll see you next week. Happy crafting. Bye-bye.